Hello, my friends. Thanks for coming to play with the ideas that I present on my channel. Every species around this planet has a layer of potential, which I refer to as their species consciousness pool. But perhaps it should be the species potential. As I'm combing through 4 decades of transcripts of meditations, I found different things on extinction that had a really very different perspective on extinction, and I want to share that with you today. Species come and go from this planet. They appear and disappear from this planet, and it has to do with the species' own directive, their choice. Now, the ice age that wiped out so many species, I mean, all the other ice ages did too, but it had disastrous effects on certain species. But it came as no surprise to that species because in their own collective plan, this was part of their plan, that they would stop participating in the biosphere on this planet at that particular time. But on the whole, the plan for any species to exist for any amount of time, and the amount of time is irrelevant to the species identity, because species are the same throughout universe. So when a species targets a particular planet to enter and then become extinct from, it's a very natural waving in and out of that biosphere. So the Earth welcomes the participation of many different life forms, knowing that in their own plan, these species may choose to come and participate in the physical, molecular, and energy exchange that's available on this planet and then leave again. So, in the Earth's own process, species enters and leaves, but it's not a loss of the species. And that's what we have to understand. We've lost so many species here. Not only will other species make use of the materials in the biosphere, but that species in form or time continues to exist on other planets in other time frames, or in other time frames on this planet, which would be an evolutionary repeat, so to speak. So when a species is lost from our particular Earth energy exchange, it's not that that species is lost or gone for all time. And this is something important for us to understand, because the human species will also exit this planet just as it entered. Now, we had fairly well pinpointed when our species was seeded here on the planet. Now, in another meditation, I had another little bit from a different source. You need to understand, in the entire evolution of the planet, what has already been lost from even before humans came. For example, the dinosaurs didn't want to be here with humans, so they went to another location in universe, and other species have come and gone also. And so I asked, is extinction a matter of choice for humans? Because so many of us care about not destroying this planet. People who love the earth are fighting for the survival of the planet, even if humans have to leave it in order for this to happen in mass extinction. Now, in another place, it did say that the only way that the planet is going to survive humans is if we leave, and our collective might decide to do that. That is in potential. And if it happens, this extinction of us is going to happen with humans tinkering with God's plan, because the DNA of every species is where God's plan is expressed. So for us to manipulate the DNA is to change God's plan. Way back in the 80s, it was foretold to me that this extinction of humans would be during my lifetime, which gave me something to look forward to, right? But remember, this is in potential. And now genetic engineering has showed up. And not only might some mistake of genetic engineering it wipe us out, but it would wipe out other life forms as well. And it is in the human psyche that we can destroy this planet, use it up, and then move on to another planet. And the reason for this is that humans do exist throughout universe. You know, there are ETs, and we would recognize them. You know, I hate to call them ETs because that's so species and planet centric, but to believe that we can destroy this planet and move to another planet is actually not something to be taken literally, because this is what happens all the time in other races of other ETs or galactics who have moved from location to location in physicality. And actually, the galactics are helping the young people who really are trying to push the tide in a different direction to save this planet. So, of course, the galactics know all about this because humans tend to destroy planets throughout universe. There was one other thing that I wanted to mention here. You know, I have a friend who's incredibly involved in science and nature writing. And my friend Cy Montgomery travels all over the place to document failing species or species that are leaving. And what humans are doing now is gathering them up and propagating them artificially, like the condors were on the brink of extinction. And this is what these zoo type situations are doing, is to propagate them so they are not lost or gone. And I have two thoughts about this in my own mind, because if the species wave in and out of this physicality and merge themselves into this materialization here, but if that species has a time span or a lifespan to be here, isn't that also human manipulation to make them be here or make them stay here? But the important part to remember is that every species exists throughout universe in different ways on different planets. And, you know, the earth is hosting us here. The earth knows herself. The earth can heal after humans have done our worst, we hope. I think the tipping point that we're at now is, are we going to destroy her past the point that she can repair herself? I mean, that's kind of what I wonder about now. And so this is a lot to chew on, a lot to think about. But even if humans go extinct on this planet, it doesn't mean that there won't be the possibility for human expression in other locations throughout universe. So, and that's not a reason to say it's okay to destroy the planet. Please, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that we, you know, it's like thinking that, you know, what did Galileo say about the Earth rotating around the sun, or the sun rotating around the Earth? I mean, we have a lot of misunderstanding here about universe. And we think that this is kind of all there is, but it isn't. There is so much more. And so I'd love to hear what you think about it. And also, um, make up your own mind about how you think about it. I just offer ideas for you to play with. So until I see you again, please be well and please be blessed. Thanks for coming.